Would you love to start implementing meditation in your life, but you don't know how? I'm going to teach you how to do just that here on janelleloa. Stay tuned. Hello, my dear gods and goddesses. Welcome back to janelleloa, here with Janelle Godin. See what I did there? Today, I'm going to teach you how to meditate in order to facilitate your manifestations to come into your life. But before we get into it, guys, I now have merch on the website Teesprings. I also created a Facebook group called 6 a.m. Society where we can all motivate each other and help each other manifest our true desires. And you can also come follow me on my personal Instagram, Janelle Godin. You can also follow my Instagram page where I speak more about human behavior, as I am a psychology major. It's also called 6 a.m. Society, just like my Facebook group. Also, if you would love some personal coaching, either to navigate through your interpersonal relationships, I love to think that I'm really good at giving relationship advice, or you would love some help to manifest anything you want in life. I've been studying the law of attraction for the past 7 years of my life, so I would be very happy to help you. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, how to meditate. Let's go. Hi guys, today I'm filming a video that for some reason absolutely stresses me out to film. So I put on my sunglasses so that you guys don't have to see my eyes, because I feel like that makes it less stressful for me. I want to teach you guys how to meditate because it's definitely one of the best practices that you could do to speed up your manifestations, to be more confident, for your life to go smoother. Like, you'll find that you're going to become more of a lucky person. It's as if like the universe will just assist you or start assisting you more. And whenever I start to meditate a lot of days in a row, I always begin to notice weird synchronicities in my life, but like in a good way, like not like bad ones. Okay, so I wrote down a list on the different things, the different points that I wanted to bring up. So the first thing I wrote down is morning, afternoon, night. In an ideal world, if you were a perfect person, you would meditate every morning, every afternoon, and every night. But I usually only meditate once a day, if even that. And I personally don't do it in the morning or at night. Well, I do it in the morning sometimes if I'm like awake enough that I know for sure that I won't fall asleep again if I try to meditate, which is rare. At night, what happens when I meditate at night is that I start to fall asleep and I forget to meditate. Like when I'm in the state where you're in between being awake and in between being asleep, I usually forget that I am supposed to be meditating and my mind wanders and starts thinking about random things. Okay, so for me, my optimal or ideal time to manifest is in the afternoon, because that's when I'm just best at meditating. And maybe for you it's going to be different. Maybe for you it's going to be in the morning. Maybe for you it's going to be at night. Okay, the next thing that I wrote down is relax. So what you want to do, the first thing you want to do before meditating is to relax in every sense of the term, mentally, physically, emotionally. You just want to relax. And one thing that I love to do, I'm going to tell you guys everything that I do to relax. So the first thing I love to do is I inhale and exhale twice. I take 2 deep breaths, and that I already feel more calm just from doing this. And then next, you can either meditate in a sitting position or laying on your back. Actually, you can meditate in any position you wish, but you know, it's just obviously easier to do it either sitting down or laying on your back. Obviously, if you're a beginner at meditating, those are the positions that will work best and that will make it most likely for you to be able to get in the meditation state that you should try to reach when meditating. And you know what? I've been meditating for about 5 years now, and those are still the only 2 positions that I find I'm really good at meditating in. So chances are you're going to have to start there too. So after taking the 2 deep breaths, I either go crisscross applesauce sitting down, or I lay down on my back, or I lay back And I close my eyes and I either start squeezing my toes and then my feet and then my calves and then my thighs, then my stomach. I either start with the bottom of my body going up, or I start with the muscles in my face, my eyebrows, my jaw, my tongue, going down, my arms. And I love to, like, when I'm at my my arms and my legs, I love to squeeze them, then release, you know, just to, I don't know, it's kind of satisfying. It just kind of gets that out of the way so that you don't feel the impulse to do it anymore because you've already done it. Okay, so, and then the next thing I love to do is that I love to visualize. This might be a little too esoteric for you, a little too spiritual for you, but if it's not for you, just ignore it. But then, okay, I'm going to stop pretending that I'm laying on my back. You guys get the idea. And then next, I visualize my chakras. If you don't know what the chakras are, I'm going to pop up a little picture right here. I visualize their placement or their spot on my body and their color, and I imagine that their energy is spinning clockwise and getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And then I do every chakra, like I go down my body. For the chakras, I always go down, like up. Like I always start with the top of my body. I start with my crown chakra going down. And then it's funny because when you do that, you'll feel your body like nudging. It's because you're working with energy. And that you're literally manipulating the energy in your electromagnetic field. And then when you do that, and then when I've balanced out all of my chakras, I start imagining the electromagnetic field around my body also spinning clockwise in kind of like a sphere shape, growing bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And I imagine it to be like a bright white light that is just spinning and becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. And I imagine and visualize that the biggest it gets, the more that I'm a powerful magnet to attract what I want into my life, the more I become a powerful attractor to manifest people treating me good, to manifest great opportunities, to manifest fun events, anything that I want, really, anything that it's kind of an in the moment thing. It depends what I feel like manifesting or visualizing in the moment. And then after I'm done doing that, I quiet down my mind. And here's the thing, it's impossible to completely quiet down your mind, so you're going to be able to see what pops up. Often what pops up is like a TikTok that I saw that day, or a YouTube video that I saw that day, or something, anything I've seen on my phone, and that makes me realize that I probably spend too much time on my phone. I'm like, okay, if I try to quiet down my mind and this is what pops up, that means that that's what's running on my subconscious mind. I'm not intentionally thinking about those things, and those things are popping up when I'm trying to quiet down my mind. That means they're playing on my subconscious mind, which makes me become more aware of the things that I'm consuming, the media that I'm consuming, the songs that I listen to, the type of music and lyrics that I expose myself to. And that really puts things in perspective for me and makes me realize, okay, like, is that really what I want to consume every day? Like, are those the things that I want to absorb? So yeah, it's a really good practice to do that. There's a lot of writers that meditate for that exact purpose. They want to see what comes up. They want to see what pops up. They want to see what's on their subconscious mind. And they want to see what bothers them. It's a great way to see if there's anything in your life in that current moment that bothers you. Yeah. And then next, what I do is I actually took this trick from the meditating app called Headspace. So what I do is I start meditating on or focusing on the sounds that I can hear. Any sound that is going off that I can hear, I will focus on it for about a minute or two. And then I switch my focus to the sensations on and in my body. So like right now I'm wearing a sweater that zips, so I can kind of feel like the seam around the zipper on my skin, and I'm wearing yoga pants, so I can feel them hugging my thighs. And you know what I mean? Like, you focus on the sensations. Like, if you were sitting on a chair, you could feel your back touching the chair. I do that for about a minute or two, And then the next thing I do is that I focus on my breathing. And I find that that's the hardest one to focus on without thinking about anything else, because that is, I mean, focusing on your breathing is the closest that that anyone can possibly get to thinking about nothing and literally being in the present moment. But then that's what I do for another minute or two, and sometimes I find that that's harder to focus on than focusing on the sounds around me or focusing on the sensations on my body. And then after that, I'm usually ready to just literally think about nothing. And sometimes I'm able to literally think about nothing for about a minute or two. Those are the days when I'm having a really good meditation session. But sometimes it's only going to last for 5 seconds, I mean, and then I'm going to start thinking about something that someone else said to me that I didn't like, or, you know, things that you're trying to, if there are things that you're trying to avoid or that you don't want to process or go through, meditation is going to be a little bit scary and a little bit not fun at first, because it forces you to become face to face with the things that are on your subconscious mind and the things that bother you, right? Like, not everyone wants to do that work, but it's important to do that work. It's a really healthy practice. It also teaches you to be in the present moment. Like, when you go back to the rest of your day after meditating, you're going to be in the present moment more. And I'm not saying that if you meditate once in your life, it's going to do that, but if you start meditating every single day, you're going to get better and better at manifesting and at meditating. I mean, well, better at meditating and at manifesting, because meditating is a really good practice to speed up your manifestations. And you're also going to be more present. What did I say in my top 5 favorite law of attraction books? In my previous video, I mentioned the book called Make Every Man Want You, and one of the main topics that the author, Mary Forleo, discusses in that book is that when you're present, you're very irresistible, you're magnetic, you know? So it goes hand in hand with the law of attraction and trying to manifest your desires, right? Okay, next. I wrote down affirmations or visualization. Okay, so after I'm done trying to think about nothing, and sometimes that lasts 5 seconds, sometimes it lasts 2 minutes. If I'm having a good day or a good meditation session, I either start thinking and focusing on affirmations. Sometimes the affirmations are just words like love, 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 love. Or it can be someone else's word does not take away from my own. Someone else's word does not take away from my own. It depends. It depends what I feel like I need to work on or focus on, or I go with the flow and it's kind of an in the moment thing. Or some days I feel like there is something that I need to visualize, or just something that I want to visualize in the moment. Often I'm going to visualize myself playing Ringette because I want to improve my game. A lot of my goals, like when I score at Ringette, it's almost like I black out and my subconscious mechanism takes over, and it's like I'm not even the one controlling my body anymore. It just happens on its own and the goals that I make always look exactly like how I had imagined them in my mind when I was doing my Ringette visualization. And it makes sense because it's like your subconscious mind is always going to do everything to make sure that you get to where you told it you wanted to go, and visualizing what you want is probably the best way to do that. So, you know, it's kind of scary, but it's also really cool. Okay, the next thing I wrote down is end it when you've reached God's state and you feel like you don't need to anymore, or when it feels natural. If you feel like you're almost at God state, I call it God state. Some people call it nirvana. Some people call it nothingness. Like, you can call it whatever you want. It's all the same thing. Yeah, if you feel like you're almost there and you're like, I'm scared, and you stop, don't do that. Just keep going until you get there. And now you might ask me, Janelle, how long should I meditate for? I'm gonna go on a limb and say that it doesn't really do anything for you below 10 or 15 minutes. However, if you're just starting out, it's normal if you can only do 2 minutes. Start there. And then do it multiple days in a row, and you're going to notice that you're going to become better and better at meditating for longer periods of time as the days go by. Okay guys, I think that's enough for today. Thumbs up this video if you found it helpful. Subscribe to my channel if you would love more of them. I'm a law of attraction coach. My name is Janelle, and I'll see you next time. Bye.